Hello and welcome to my presentation. First of all, I'd like to start off with a self-introduction. My name is Mealea Mang, and I am an 11th grader at the Liger Leadership Academy in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. I am also the first president of the Global School Alliance Student Council, which is a virtual council led by students for students, with the sole purpose of empowering students to have a voice and contribute to making positive impacts on the world. Therefore, I am thrilled and beyond grateful to be here talking about empowering students, especially from a student's perspective. Without further ado, we'll begin the presentation. I am well aware that school may not be the most enjoyable topic to talk about, or at least for most students. So why is that? Why don't fun and school go together? I used to feel the same way, and it was because I was learning in the conventional classroom. So conventional classroom goes beyond than just the physical classroom, but also the teaching methods as well. Traditionally, it has always been learning from textbooks, listening to teachers, taking notes, and of course, finally taking tests. And we all know how test anxiety could do to a student's performance. So speaking from experience, yes, it was a lot of anxiety, but it was also boring. Although the content is new, it still feels repetitive and eventually students would lose interest. And as we're transitioning to this new online learning, more than ever, students need to be motivated to learn. We need to have the desire to learn without the guidance of our teachers. Before going further into the presentation, I'd like to just give a quick disclaimer that what I will be talking about today will be based on my personal experience. So this may not apply to every student. Yeah, so now that I get the disclaimer out of the way, we can continue. So first and foremost, I believe that establishing a healthy relationship between the teachers and the students is very important, as communication is key. Once a healthy relationship is present between the teachers and the students, then the other methods will become so much more effective, so much more efficient. So this could take in many different forms, but I would say the most effective and the most common one would be to get to know your students, actually spending time getting to know them, getting to know their hobbies, their interests, getting to know who they want to be in life, not what they want to be in life. Getting to know their capabilities, getting to know their learning styles. And another important thing is that it should go both ways. Students should also be able to get to know their teachers. And yes, this may be time consuming, but I believe that it is worth it. So once the relationship is there, then engaging students in classroom is so much easier for the teachers, because now the students feel more comfortable around the teachers because they actually know their teachers. So instead of asking and answering questions, now it has become a conversation between the teachers and the students. And when there needs to be a class discussion, students would be more comfortable sharing their ideas and opinions because they feel safe around their teachers. And this is essentially what we are trying to do in the Global School Alliance Student Council. We're trying to create this safe platform, this safe environment for students to share their brilliant ideas without restraints, without judgments. So my next point here apply mostly to projects, but I believe that we can still work around it. So help students so that it feels like it is their own project, not just another typical homework or another typical assignment where they have to complete for points or for grades. Personally, when I know that it is my assignment or my team's assignment, we generally tend to put more effort into it because we think it our own. And I think it's just natural for, human to put more effort into something because they know it is their own. And more importantly, though, we get the freedom. So I'm not saying that to let students run wild without like instructions and let them do whatever they want, but give them some freedom to some extent where they can choose to do what where they can choose what to do with their own project, while also achieving the end goal of the project, of course. So this is like a win-win scenario, a win-win situation for both the students and the teachers. Teachers will be able to convey the knowledge to their students via this project's outcome, while the students will be able to receive it well, while also having fun and ownership of the project. So the thing about this too is that students would even be able to learn the soft skills that they may not be able to without these hands-on activities, without experimenting and following their incredible curiosity. So that's also something we have to note. So my next point is embracing flaws. So I feel like students usually feel restrained from providing opinions, from giving their ideas to class discussions because they're afraid of making mistakes. And I think it's just natural for human to want to be perfect and to not want to make mistakes. But the thing is, we're just human. We all make mistakes, and teachers should be able to help students embrace those flaws, because flaws are not failures, they're technically lessons, because we can learn so much from flaws, we can learn so much from mistakes, because without mistakes, we don't really know the mistakes itself, we don't know what to learn from it if we keep doing the right thing all the time. Sometimes we need to be wrong to know what is right. And I think teachers need to be able to create this environment of the supportive environment where students feel comfortable making mistakes. They know that even if they make mistakes, their teachers or their classmates too won't judge them for their mistakes, and that this is a learning environment where we're all learning, and this is where it is okay for us to make mistakes. So that is basically it for my presentation. I know that due to the time constraint, I cannot have that many points, but these are the three main points that I believe could help empower students. And also, the thing about empowering students is that this is just from a teacher's side. Students should also contribute should be open to feel empowered, because this cannot just come from one side. It needs to come from both sides, and they both need to meet in the middle. Yeah, so that is it for my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions, please ask. Thank you.